When we truly desire something and it seems like it never works out, a variety of factors may be at play, from psychological self-sabotage to subconscious influences, and even principles of chaos that remind us of life's inherent unpredictability. One explanation from psychology is that intense desire can sometimes lead to performance anxiety or stress, which in turn interferes with our ability to perform at our best. When we focus too much on the outcome, we may inadvertently create pressure that clouds our judgment and hampers our natural abilities. For example, a student who desperately wants to ace an exam might overthink every question and freeze rather than letting their well-prepared knowledge shine through. Isn't it interesting how sometimes less pressure can lead to better performance? Another aspect involves our subconscious mind. Our deep-seated beliefs and fears often operate outside of our conscious awareness, subtly influencing our actions. If we believe that we are destined to fail or that the outcome is predetermined, these negative assumptions can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Studies in cognitive psychology show that self-doubt and low self-esteem can lead to self-sabotage, where our actions undermine our own efforts. This phenomenon suggests that our subconscious beliefs play a crucial role in determining our success. In other words, when our inner narrative is full of negativity, even the most fervent desires can go unfulfilled because our actions unconsciously align with those limiting beliefs. Some might wonder if there's a scientific or even a physical basis behind this pattern. While physics might seem far removed from human desire, concepts from chaos theory remind us that systems, whether mechanical or biological, can be extremely sensitive to initial conditions. In complex systems, a small change in one area can lead to vastly different outcomes. Similarly, our lives are influenced by countless tiny variables, many of which are outside our control. The idea is that even when we direct all our focus and energy toward a goal, unforeseen factors can disrupt our plans. This doesn't mean that our desire isn't powerful. It simply highlights the unpredictable nature of complex systems like human behavior and the world around us. Additionally, overemphasis on desire might cause us to ignore practical steps or subtle feedback signals that could guide our actions more effectively. When we are obsessed with a particular outcome, we might overlook alternative paths or opportunities that are more viable. For instance, an entrepreneur might be so focused on a single idea that they miss out on pivoting to a more promising market niche. The interplay of psychology, subconscious factors, and the unpredictable nature of life can conspire to make it seem as though our most ardent desires never work out as planned. The reason why it sometimes feels like our deepest desires never materialize is multifaceted. Psychological factors such as stress and self-sabotage, subconscious beliefs that shape our actions, and the inherent unpredictability of complex systems all contribute to this phenomenon. By recognizing these influences, we can work to reduce pressure, foster a more positive inner dialogue, and remain flexible in our approach. How might you change your approach to goal setting by addressing these hidden factors? The answer could lie in balancing passion with a mindful awareness of your own thoughts and the ever-changing dynamics of the world around you. Our strong desires often trigger cognitive biases that can distort our perception and decision-making. When we intensely want something, our brain may focus on confirming our expectations, leading to unrealistic optimism and overlooking obstacles. And this bias can create a self-fulfilling cycle where our efforts are misdirected or insufficiently adapted to challenges. For example, a student might be overly confident about acing an exam, neglecting proper study habits, and then underperforming because they ignored potential weaknesses. It's like driving with overly tinted glasses. You miss important details on the road despite your strong desire to arrive safely. Intense desire can sometimes lead to self-sabotage, where subconscious fears or conflicts interfere with goal achievement, as the brain's hidden emotional processes might undermine our conscious efforts. If we fear failure or success, manifesting as procrastination or inconsistency in behavior that prevents the desired outcome. For instance, a student may want to excel in a competition, but subconsciously procrastinate due to a fear of not living up to expectations, ultimately missing opportunities to prepare adequately. It's like trying to run a race while carrying extra weight you didn't realize you had. The hidden burden slows you down even when you're determined to win. When we strongly desire an outcome, the pressure to succeed can generate significant stress and anxiety, triggering the release of stress hormones that may impair cognitive function and decision making. High stress levels narrow our focus, causing us to overlook alternative strategies or solutions, so that the very desire for success can create a mental state that undermines performance. For example, a student who desperately wants to win a debate might become so anxious that they forget key points during their presentation. It's like a computer overheating due to excessive processing. It slows down and may even crash despite its intended performance. In physics, energy must be distributed efficiently to achieve a desired outcome, and if too much energy is concentrated in one area, it can lead to instability. Similarly, when we focus intensely on one goal, our mental energy might become overly concentrated and inflexible, creating an energy imbalance that prevents us from adapting when unexpected challenges arise. For instance, an entrepreneur might fixate on a single idea and miss opportunities for diversification, ultimately leading to stagnation rather than breakthrough success. It's like trying to power a machine with a battery that dumps all its energy in one burst. The lack of steady power delivery prevents the machine from running smoothly. Our subconscious mind processes information and emotions outside our immediate awareness, influencing our decisions and behaviors. Sometimes deep-seated beliefs or past experiences conflict with our conscious desires, subtly steering us away from success. And these hidden influences can manifest in unexpected ways, often undermining our best-laid plans. For example, a student might find that despite their conscious efforts to improve study habits, unresolved self-doubt from previous failures continuously hinders their progress. It's like having a background noise that you aren't aware of. It affects your focus and performance, even though you don't consciously notice it. Focusing too intensely on a desired outcome can create a fear of failure that paradoxically prevents success, as when the goal becomes the sole focus, the pressure of potentially falling short can lead to a mental block that diverts attention from the process and necessary incremental steps. Balancing the desire for success with an appreciation for learning from mistakes is key to overcoming this barrier. For instance, a student might obsess over getting a perfect score on a test, leading to performance anxiety that ultimately lowers their performance. It's like fixating on the finish line in a race so intensely that you miss the importance of maintaining a steady pace along the way. External pressures, such as societal expectations and peer comparisons, can exacerbate the negative effects of intense desire by adding layers of stress that interfere with rational decision-making and creative problem-solving. When external expectations overshadow intrinsic motivation, the path to success becomes muddled with self-doubt and fear, making it important to develop a clear personal vision that is resilient to external influences. For example, a student might feel overwhelmed by the pressure to achieve high grades because of societal expectations, which leads to burnout and lower overall performance. It's like trying to climb a mountain while carrying a heavy backpack filled with others' expectations. The extra weight makes the journey more arduous. Mindfulness practices help individuals become aware of their thoughts and feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them. And by cultivating a balanced focus, one can avoid the pitfalls of obsessive desire that may lead to self-sabotage. These practices encourage a state of calm awareness that allows for flexible responses to challenges, transforming intense desire into a positive, motivating force. For example, a student experiencing intense anxiety about an important exam might use mindfulness techniques to refocus and approach their studies with clarity and calm. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency. When you adjust the dial carefully, you get a clear signal without static, allowing you to hear the message clearly. Shifting focus from solely achieving a desired outcome to valuing the learning process can alleviate the pressures associated with high expectations, as emphasizing process helps maintain a steady pace of growth and fosters resilience when challenges arise. This approach encourages incremental improvements and reduces the likelihood of self-sabotage, allowing individuals to build a sustainable path towards success regardless of immediate results. For example, a student might shift their focus from just getting an A on every test to understanding and mastering the subject material, leading to better long-term retention and success. It's like savoring every step on a hiking trail rather than fixating only on reaching the peak. Each part of the journey enriches the overall experience and builds endurance.